I got my new strat to get these likes up. Hello, everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. First stream of the day. No instances where I made a stream and muted myself. Okay, we're good. The audio is perfecto. So, it's kind of a sad news day because I was expecting to just talk about Kane and obviously love the Kane news, but there's some news about someone you all know about, Benjamin Pavard. Apparently, sources are saying this man could end up staying, man. But whatever. Let's talk about Kane because there's some news there. Great news, actually. The numbers, man, they're starting to come out. The sources are starting to really put these news stories out there, and I think something's happening. Moves are happening, all right? And I'm not talking about Jared Morello or Marino, whatever his name is on Twitter, but something is happening. Things are happening. Tottenham want at least £100 million. I mean, the British sources say £120 million, £140 million. This is starting to make more sense. I mean, of course, these are still German sources, so you can expect slightly more bias, but £100 million does sound correct for Kane, which is 117 million euros. Bayern would preferably like to stay below the 100 million euro mark. Of course, Dresden and Marco Nepp will hold the meeting with Daniel Levy to try and reach an agreement. Oh my gosh, am I sharing my screen? I'm a fool, man. Ever since I changed the setting, something's been off. Okay, you guys can see it now. So, yes, £100 million is what Tottenham want, which is 117 million euros. I mean, it's on your screen. You can see it. Unless you can't read because you're illiterate. In that case, I'll explain it to you like a child. Kane could come to Bayern if Bayern pay 117 million euros. This is good news because if we come in with an offer around 90 million plus, 10, I think Tottenham would look at it and go, the add-ons are probably realistic. If Kane scores 25 Bundesliga goals, 5 million. And if he does that in 2 seasons, another 5 million. And then if he wins the Champions League, another 2 million. I think that's the perfect transfer structure. I mean, obviously you want the base fee to be as low as possible if you're a club like Bayern, the Bayern club. And you want the add-ons to be realistic and achievable because it means if you don't win the Champions League and Bundesliga and Kane scores 30 goals, if he doesn't do that, then you don't pay the money. So add-ons are amazing to add to deals. Some transfers are generally cheaper than others because of add-ons. Just because it's 40 million plus 20 million in add-ons doesn't mean the selling club is ever going to get the full 60 million that they could have gotten from the deal. So maybe that's how we fleece Tottenham. But I think Daniel Levy is in a pressure situation. It's very obvious Kane doesn't want to stay at Spurs. I mean, these guys are losing preseason games to West Ham. And by the way, I totally won't talk about the fact that we lost to Man City because I didn't watch the game. It was at 4 a.m. Boys, it was at 4 a.m. You guys know I need my beauty sleep. I can't operate without 8 hours of sleep. But damn, like 4 a.m.? I mean, it's good for the Asian fans. The American fans get spoiled. We get a bunch of games here too. We got a bunch of preseason. Probably, the one next year is probably going to be here too. So, yeah, I mean, they get a nice moment with the Bayern team. I wonder how many Bayern fans were in that Japanese stadium compared to Man City. But yeah, it is what it is. 4 a.m., I'm not going to watch the games. There's really no point. It's a preseason game. And I know everyone's kind of pissed because losing sucks, but apparently Mathys Tel played well. Actually, if you watch the game, how did we do? I mean, obviously I saw the Upamecano mistake. Bro, this guy cannot win. Upamecano can't win, man. Did you guys see the Upamecano mistake? I mean, look, Upa, you got to be stronger in these duels. this happens a lot where he wins the ball, but not convincingly. I need you to freaking 2-foot a guy and win that ball. De Ligt and Kim and Jae has it too, where they just come in, they put everything into a tackle and make sure they come off on the better end of it. So I'm kind of irritated with Upamecano. Look, man, you're almost 25 years old. You shouldn't be making childish mistakes. You know, it's not like Kim is that much older than you. He's not. He doesn't make those mistakes. De Ligt doesn't make those mistakes, really. I mean, there are still mistakes in De Ligt's game, but not as much as Upamecano. Upa makes mistakes that make no sense. It's like you're one of the best ball-playing center backs in the world. I saw you at the World Cup zooming passes in between the lines, breaking defensive structures with simple, well, not simple, complicated line-threading passes, and you can't hold your composure getting pressured by some 5'2" winger. That's what annoys me with Upamecano. It's like, I see you do these world-class things, but why do you even have Bazo moments? At least, like, if you had a Bazo moment against Mbappe, it's Mbappe. If you had a Bazo moment against Messi, it's Messi. But you're having Bazo moments against freaking Wi-Fi passwords. That's my problem. You're getting cooked by some guy named McT. That sounds like something on McDonald's. Something I order from McDonald's. My man got bodied by someone named McTitty. And I'm not talking about some OnlyFans model. That's just some random guy in Man City's academy that's cooking Upamecano. It's annoying, chat. We got to fix it up, Upa. I don't know what you're doing. What is this nonsense? So anyways, Upamecano didn't have his best game. And I'm guessing we didn't really look insanely different because we have the exact same players. And this is why we got to get this Kane deal done fast. I don't want to go into any games next season with Mane. I don't want to see Mane. Where are these Owls? Where's Al Nasser and Al Hilal and Al Jassar and Al Camel? Where are y'all at? You need to be bidding. There needs to be a bidding war, a tug of war for Mane. Because he needs to get out of here. Pavard, you need to find a new home. I'm reading sources that Pavard could stay. Nah, we need a new team. Kane comes in. Of course, that's a big part of the puzzle. But we also have other deals to do. Not just Kim and Jae. Kim and Jae was a no-brainer. Easy deal to complete. You don't really need to negotiate. It's a release clause. And by the way, we still took time. Like Avengers Endgame. It was crazy. Why? Why did we take time? It was a release clause. We got to negotiate with Napoli for a sell-on, and if they want to, it's a release clause. I mean, you should just go to Napoli and say there shouldn't be any other clauses if there is a release clause. It should just be pay the release clause, and he goes. But yeah, delays, man. And I get it. It's the patient strategy. And I'm not saying we should rush the Kane deal and end up getting a bad deal for him. A bad deal would be anything over 100 million euros. I think, that's excluding add-ons. If we paid that as a base fee, I'd be like, man, damn, we really got fleeced over here. They stiffed us. I love that. I watched this Deji video, and he said, don't stiff me. I was like, I like that. I like that British term, stiff. I don't even know what it means, but it just sounds, it's like, don't screw us. Yeah, I like that. But I don't know why stiff, because I imagine stiff is like immobile, right? No mobility. But British people just use a word and just make it slang, and it's kind of hilarious to me. So anyways, as I was saying, I think a lot of us are just tired. You know, I got trolled on Twitter a few minutes ago before I went live. I was setting up the stream, and I saw a tweet from someone I follow, and it said, Bayern just signed Kane. And it was a picture of our YouTube channel, the Bayern official channel. And it had Kane, Service, Kane. And I got gassed up, man, like Russian petroleum. I was happy. I was feeling great. And I thought for about 30 seconds that it actually happened. I just thought, this tweet just came out 30 seconds ago, so this is new. I go on the Bayern YouTube channel, and the tweet doesn't exist, or the video doesn't exist. I got baited. I got trolled. And I hope whoever trolled me, your mother, I wish she aborted you. But anyways, chat, we got to get these deals done fast. We have a limited amount of time, and I don't want to wait. It's just getting annoying now. We need a DM, too. I know some people were impressed by Konrad Laimer, but I saw his player compilation, like his individual touches and all that. I'm not moved. I wasn't moved. I'm like a freaking 600-pound lifer, man. I was not moved. I'm like Lizzo. I just wasn't moved. Lizzo on a freaking treadmill. It didn't move me. Chat, this is all I'm saying. I don't think Konrad Laimer is the DM answer we're looking for. I mean, Konrad Laimer objectively is not a bad transfer because he's free. I mean, you still have to pay his agent's fees. There's a big sign-on bonus. I mean, people think free signings are just pay their wage. No, you got to pay for these players to choose you because I'm sure they're getting hit by other clubs, especially if they're a player like Konrad Laimer, who was desired by a number of clubs. They all offered him something, and I'm sure we had to offer him something reasonable from his perspective to join us. So as much as he was free, it wasn't. But objectively speaking, the transfer is good. Yeah, cheaper than if we paid a transfer fee for him. Certainly so. But the problem overall is he doesn't really add anything to our team that we didn't already have. I feel like a fully fit and enthusiastic Goretzka gives us the exact same things as Konrad Laimer. And by the way, no one talks about this, but Konrad Laimer is kind of injury prone. He had a big injury in, I believe, 2020 or 2021. It might have been 2019. I don't know. But I just remember him being out for a really long time. And ever since then, he'll get a knock, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, muscles. He's always getting injured at Leipzig, or he was always getting injured. He's no longer at Leipzig. So I don't know. Maybe he just magically becomes more naturally fit. But there's certain players that just get injury prone. And his play style is just so intense that I wouldn't be surprised if he picked up more injuries at Bayern. So I don't know. Why do we keep losing to City? We haven't won any games versus Man City since 2016. I mean, we didn't play them that much. It's like 6 games. And a lot of them were friendlies. Yeah, I remember we played a friendly in 2019 when Bayern came to the U.S. for another U.S. tour. Yeah, these are friendlies. Who cares? I think we're playing Liverpool again. But, I mean, we do have to fix our fortunes versus Man City because we can't be losing to them as much as we are. At least Madrid can say we won. We beat Man City. But we can't say that as of recent. So we got to get on par with them. And it's kind of crazy how we let them just continue to improve while we kind of stagnated. Yeah, I think we should have bought a big elite striker last season instead of wasting money and time on Mane, who some of us saw would flop. But the fans that just wanted the dopamine of signing a different player from the Premier League, the best league in the world. Yeah, those fans just bought into the transfer, and now they see the truth. I hate to say it, but I told you so. When we were signing Mane, I did not rate the transfer. It just didn't make any sense. I mean, at the time, I did think maybe not having a striker wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but now I realize it's super important. And there were years where I thought Goretzka and Kimmich as a midfield duo would be perfect if Goretzka could assume a more defensive responsibility. And it just didn't work out because now we're complaining that we don't have a number 6, a defensive juggernaut in front of the defense, and our center backs are getting exposed. We can spend as much money as we want on center backs, and we bought Lucas Hernandez for about 80 million euros. We bought De Ligt for about 65 million plus some millions in add-ons. We bought Upamecano for about 50 million. We bought Kim and Jay for about 45 million. It doesn't matter. As long as you don't have a DM who wins the ball and protects them, they're still going to concede. I think people have this thought that, oh, De Ligt, Kim and Jay, that back line, just no one's going to ever score against us. Yes, teams will score. Even if you have Manuel Neuer in his prime in goal, he still conceded goals because that's how football works. What you're aiming for is to get players that make it less likely for them to make mistakes or for your team to make mistakes. Players that keep their composure in big games. Realistically, Tariq Bachman could have just been promoted because it doesn't take as much as people think to, especially if you're a Bayern Youth Academy player, to at center back to give us some performances. Look at what Stanisic is doing. It doesn't take this insane amount of grit. If you're already in our academy, I think you can be. I'm waffling. I don't know what I'm saying. This is the first time on stream where I'm just like, what am I saying? Oh, all I'm saying is you can have great world-class center backs, but it doesn't matter if you don't have world-class in other positions. You need a great DM. We're going to concede the exact same kind of goals next season, even with Konrad Laimer. So I hope this club doesn't believe Konrad Laimer is going to be a DM because he's just not. Anyways, apparently this young guy, Krasnick, chat. I don't really care for, I don't follow these young mans. All right. I ain't Epstein. I'm not into these youth players like that. All right. I'm not Michael Jackson. I kind of just care about the main team. I don't care about our women's team. Oh, do this watch along for this women's game. You really want me to get canceled? Because I would just sit there and make sexist jokes all night long. The player ratings at halftime would just turn into appearance ratings. Like I'm gonna be honest, I really could care less. The Women's World Cup's going on, okay, and I don't care. Not my thing. Not for me. Not for me. Apparently, there's a dude playing for the Danish team now, like one of them dudes that cuts off their balls and totally has no advantages. So yeah, I really don't care. I only care about the main team. I care about the youth team to the extent that, like, if they're playing a game, I might check the result every now and then. But I don't analyze them because it's kind of pointless. Because you look at someone playing the youth teams and they look world class. Then they play for us and it's like, damn, like you look better, you look different. But every now and then you get a kid that gives you something and you go, this guy, he's talented. Paul Vanner was one, Vidovic, Arjan Ibrahimovic. If these guys succeed at Bayern, then yeah, life will be good. Life will be good. Krasnick. Oh man, I don't know how to spell this guy's name. A young guy played in the second half. He was left back. Can anyone tell me his name? Can anyone tell me his name? I think she is a biological woman who doesn't identify as a woman. So he, they, them is not a woman. Oh, nah, you just made up a name. That's not his name. I know that. Oh, Kratz Tick. There we go. Yeah, apparently we have a young kid that can cook, but I'm not going to look into it too much because that's a kid. And I'm not going to suddenly start saying, oh, he's going to be the best player left back in the world. That's stupid. I think we should be willing to see what he has, but not suddenly believe he's like the next Franz Beckenbauer just because his name is Franz. So, yeah, I think people need to chill out with how they hype up young players. It's the same thing with Zirkzee. When that guy scored 2 goals, everyone was saying he's this, he's that, he's the next Ruud Gullit. No, just relax. Wait for him to at least show you more. The only young player I hyped up as soon as I saw him play was Musiala, and it's kind of weird because he wasn't really our young player. He was more of a Chelsea, Southampton product, and then but when that kid came on, my man did a La Croqueta in his first skill. I was like, nah, he's that confident. I mean, this is your debut, and you're already doing skill moves. You're trying things. You look confident. You look ready. So, and it worked out. So, yeah, going back to Kane, it would be ideal to get this done as quickly as possible. I'm kind of tired of this back and forth, but it's kind of weird because in the journalist world, on Twitter, in Twitter world, Bayern are constantly talking to Tottenham, sending him bids every day because the news is just there. I mean, Kane is a global superstar. Everyone knows who Harry Kane is. Even people in my gym. You guys know that guy I posted who looks like Kane on my Twitter, at Bayern Papa? That's my Twitter handle. He knows who Kane is, and he doesn't even care about soccer because he calls it soccer. He doesn't care about Kane. Yet I told him you look like someone, and I told him it was Harry Kane, and he's like, oh, I know who that is. Kane is a global superstar. So, of course, the news headlines, the journalist will constantly use whatever they can to keep the stories going because it gets clicks. But if we're being real and objective, Bayern aren't sending in bids every second. Bayern aren't talking to Tottenham every second. What happened is we sent in one bid and Tottenham rejected it. And then we never sent a second bid in. Even I made a video on Bayern's second bid, but we never sent one in. All that happened was a readjusting of numbers and some extra talks. But I really think Bayern have only spoken to Tottenham about Kane twice, maybe 3 times. But we're not going back and forth like calling Levy every day because Bayern are being strategic. We know Levy's under pressure because if he doesn't sell Kane, Joe Louis will be angry. Joe Louis is the owner of Spurs, majority owner. And Levy will have a player who's leaving for free. And he's going to have a bunch of options. And he could possibly play for a Man United. And, like, what does it mean after all these years of Kane putting in all these amazing performances for Spurs, if he's scoring goals against them at a critical point in their club's history? This is a really critical time for Spurs because you have teams like Newcastle and Brighton kind of coming into their own and they're building momentum, and Spurs is just declining a little bit. If they lose Kane for free to a Man United, it'd be worse than losing him to Bayern. So Levy's under pressure to sell to us. Now, of course, PSG are interested, but I'm also interested in Margaret Robbie. Now, people say, or Margot Robbie, or whatever her name is, she's attractive. You boys are crazy. Twitter was saying she was ugly. I'm also interested in that video, that one thick snow bunny. You guys seen that video, that fashion video? The chick was just walking, and bruh, there was so much recoil. It was like I was like it's how when you shoot a gun, you get that kickback. Bro, she was stepping with her feet, and there was like commotion. Her body was moving like water. It was insane. I'm interested in her. But what does that mean? PSG are interested. Yeah, duh. Madrid are interested. Yeah, duh. He's Harry Kane. Harry Kane is a great player. Everyone wants him. But it doesn't mean he wants everyone. So, but do you guys know what video I'm talking about? Nah, man. Yeah. Jeez. Nah. Man, that was amazing. I'm also interested in. Did you guys see that clip of the picture of our media team? No, let me stop. Dang, like there are real have never spoken to a girl people on Twitter, huh? They saw a picture of a an attractive young lady who happens to be our media team. No, she just had a media badge. It doesn't mean she's our social media manager, but she was part of the Bayern media team. And the internet went crazy. It had like 10 million views and 100,000 likes. And I'm like, bruh, like, are you guys that desperate? Like, chat, I hope none of you are in here and you're like that. But you really can't be that desperate. whatever. Pavard could stay. Whoa, Joe Louis is in legal trouble. He got arrested for insider trading. More reason to think Kane is coming to Bayern because he needs that bailout money. Every player at the club is a flop at the moment. The team just needs momentum back. I don't think certain players are flops. I think certain players are underperforming because there's a lack of structure. But I think when you sign someone like Kane, you elevate the levels. Everyone else has to go, yo, Harry Kane's here. And he doesn't make the mistakes I do. I need to improve my game. I need to fix up because this guy is just going to come in and take the spotlight. And he's that good. You know, I'd love to see how Kane plays with Musiala because Musiala is stuck with bowling with Choupo-Moting and Sadio Mane and these bums. Choupo's not a bum, not as much as Mane, but he is injury prone and people do overhype him. But when he plays, he's our best striker, like our best striking option. So I shouldn't really disrespect Choupo. Because, I mean, when we signed him, I was like, what the hell is this transfer? But, you know, he was a decent backup. So, yeah, I'll give him that. But he's just that, a backup. He's never going to be a main man. He's already too old for that. And all Choupo has is experience and, like, decent footballing intelligence. His hold-up play is okay. Yeah. So, but when Kane comes in, isn't Musiala just going to be licking his lips like them passes in behind? Even Gnabry might improve his game. I think Lewandowski gave us something that we all forget he gave us. He gave us guaranteed goals. Kane does the same and more. I think Kane's passing is better than Levy's passing. Even though Lewandowski, he wasn't a bad passer himself, but Kane passes like he's an elite midfielder. Not even just like, oh, he passes like a midfielder. No, there's a lot of players that can pass like a midfielder, like an average midfielder. But Kane passes like this guy could be a number 8 if he really wanted to. You know, if he decided my game is to be a 10, to be, you know, just a second striker, he could realistically do it at a world-class level. That tells you Kane is above everyone else. Yeah, so I can't wait to have Kane here. I mean, I'm saying it like it's a certainty, but I kind of feel like it's a certainty now. You know, the more stories I read, the more time goes on, you know Spurs have no choice. Oh my gosh, Elon, you stupid. Bruh, I hate this X thing. It looks so ugly. Just bring back the bird. That freaking South African motherfucker, man. Apartheid needs to come back and get him. So, okay, Kicker did have some interesting. I don't believe Kicker. I really don't trust them. I don't think Bayern are ready to spend more than 100 million euros for Kane if necessary, because he's the absolute top priority. Dresden and Hainer, who's also involved when it comes to such a fee as chairman of the supervisory board, remain patient and are aware it'll be very expensive. Here's something that I think is stupid about this Kane saga. Why? I mean, I can understand Uli Hoeneß saying things, but our club president should shut his mouth. I mean, Uli Hoeneß, he's ex-president. He doesn't really, but this is unprofessional. It puts a bad image out there. Like, oh, if Bayern want your player, prepare for them to talk about your player every single chance they get. Every chance they get, like freaking DJ Khaled and Lil Baby. So I'm annoyed at the comments that Herbert Hainer made. He literally said, oh, Kane's a priority. It's like we already had this firestorm from Spurs fans that now hate us. They hate us with their entire heart. With all their might, they hate us because our board members just can't shut their mouths. What do you gain from talking about Kane? Imagine if we don't complete the deal. We look stupid because everyone knows we were interested. But if we do complete it, I mean, even then it's like, we already knew you were working on it. Can we at least add some mystery? At least Dresden isn't, opening his mouth every interview. He knows how to just kind of like chill out. Yeah, I mean, look, when Uli Hoeneß does it, it's kind of funny. But like when everyone else is doing it, it's like, come on, like this is stupid. You're not supposed to talk about other players. There's no rule in football that says you can't. But it's kind of like one of those unspoken rules. Like if your boy had a girl, like you're not supposed to date her. Like you're not even supposed to be like you shouldn't even know what your boy's girl looks like. You know what her leg structure is before her face structure because you just be looking down. Like you magically put a burqa on her because she's your boy's girl. Like in your head, you don't even know what she looks like. You just see nothing. You see nothing. It's an unspoken rule, but there's a rule book for the boys and how you're supposed to interact with your boy's girl. But it's just an unspoken rule. It's the same thing with football business and transfers. Constantly talking about Kane is getting on my nerves, man. I think we can do better, and we need to shut up a little bit. Also, it adds mystery. It means if you fail at the transfer, it doesn't look that bad. But damn, like everyone knew we wanted Mane when we were signing him. Everyone knew we wanted Sané when we were signing him. Can we just go back to having? Have you noticed? Collins Ruminage is probably one of our only board members that doesn't really talk about transfers. And he's one of the more well-respected of our board members. What does that tell you? I am not from South Carolina. What made you say that? I think we're getting Kane because his family members are looking for schools for his kids and a home for them in Germany. Is that really you with Messi? If so, that's a historic moment. No, I don't assume that's Messi. That's just some dude wearing jeans with the number 10. My accent is not Southern. It's a mix of everywhere I've been. So I got that, I got sauce. There's no specific. I do say y'all, and yeah, I can understand. Anyways, what was I saying? But yeah, if his wife is literally looking for houses they could buy, that tells you everything. Kane isn't going to be the one looking for houses. He's on preseason tour. I just want this transfer to just finish. I'm so tired of this saga, man. But patience is key because the more time ticks off, Spurs are going to eventually get tired of playing hardball with us. Pavard staying at Bayern sees himself ahead of Upamecano. That's some bull crap. Oh, you were at the World Cup game between Arabia and Argentina. Tel is good, but not ready for a whole season. Well, yeah, that's true. Strikers need more time. Being a striker is a very isolating position. Wingers, if you have pace, yeah, you'll succeed as a winger. Left backs, again, if you understand the dynamics of letting your man go out wide and, defending your touchline, chasing the right players, it's kind of easy to be a left back. The hardest positions to play striker because you're kind of known, you're like almost the focal point. If your team can't play through pressure, they have to go to you. And you gotta jump, you gotta risk this giant BBC behind you, pushing you, hitting your head, like he's right up on you. Like you back into him, you start feeling him hard. He might be gay. Like it's kind of an isolating job, is it not? Next thing you know, you're injured, or every time a ball comes to you, if you don't have a good first touch, You got two dudes behind you with all the anger in the world because they're center backs and they don't get to do nothing all game. This is their one chance to prove to everyone that they were worth 75 million, and now they're going to tackle you with all their might. You know, sometimes you might get an Upamecano who just goes into no man's land like Wonder Woman, and you know you could turn and just run in behind. But then you got this giant guy who's trained his whole life just to work his hands with the ball. He knows how to make himself look big. And if you miss this chance, you're seen as the villain because you could have won the game. Like being a striker is extremely difficult, and I think people should understand that. It's not the hardest position. The hardest position to play is the DM position. The amount of head turning you got to do, like if you were a normal midfielder, you kind of understand your job. You know, help the attack, create passing opportunities. You know, if the ball's on the left side and you're a left-sided midfielder, you should join in on that side. Just be an extra passing option. It's kind of easy to be an extra passing option. Just make sure no one's around you and you're close to getting the ball with an open lane. You really only have to do simple things. You know, kind of like a Federico Valverde. But if you want to be a DM, yes, you will have to be a passing option, but with three other people around you who hate you. They hate you, you know? It's these attackers, and they're trying to impress their manager. Hey, coach, I got work rate. Let me press. And every team just knows you got to press the DM because they're the connection between the defense, the midfield, and sometimes the attack because they carry the ball sometimes. So you got to know if you have a bad touch, your team's going to concede because maybe your center backs are too far apart because you're in a build-up play. You're in the build-up phase. So every touch is critical. Every touch is the most important touch in your life. And if it was just slightly heavy, you get pressed. And you're always playing with your back to play. And especially in build-up, you're always like checking your shoulder. It's a very stressful position. I'd rather be a winger than a DM. I mean, it's not to say DMs are better. No, I mean, aesthetically speaking, wingers will be more technical, like complete, but DMs use their brains. It requires a lot of intellect. You can't just be anybody and be a successful DM. Yeah, I mean, look at Sergio Busquets. You know, if Busquets could never be a winger, and you know, realistically, his skill set, the way he plays, no pace, you would think he can't be a good footballer, but because his technique is on point and his reading of the game is intelligent, this man just makes football look easy. So, yeah, man, we got to get a striker in the DM, and it's kind of, it's not shocking to me how, because we don't have those two positions solidified, we're struggling. We can buy all the center backs. It doesn't matter. And now I'm going to get a comment. What about Upamecano at DM? Someone's going to say that. Watch. There's going to be a comment. Upamecano, yeah, that guy who gets pressured and loses his mind. Why don't we play him in a position where he'll get pressured some more? Jeez. I mean, look, it can't be that bad, but I mean, maybe try it out. I'm not opposed to trying it out, and preseason is a perfect time for that. I'm sure these managers have tried it in training. I mean, they all know Upamecano, when he was younger in France, played DM a couple times, maybe for Salzburg a couple times. And there's a reason they don't play him there at DM. Because I'm sure, like, with these seasons he's had at Bayern, he should have, like, gotten at least one game where he was playing DM. But because he hasn't, it just makes me, tend to believe it'll never happen. So. But never say never, like Justin Bieber. It might happen. Who knows? All right, let's read some comments. You missed the game? Yes, I missed the game. Don't disrespect the goalkeepers. True. I don't know if I disrespected the goalkeeper. That might be aimed at someone else. Let's pray Bayern don't buy more wingers. Mane leaving us a double blessing. I want to see more of Ibrahimovic and Tel. But I don't want to see Tel as a winger. Tel should be our, I don't want to say backup striker, but I don't want to see Chupo be the guy to come in if Kane couldn't play. I want Tel to play every Pokal game. Well, I mean, unless there's a final, but I mean, we're going to be playing teams in the 8th division. I don't know. Who are we playing in the first? I mean, it's surely not a high-level team. Tel has to start that one. And then the game after that, he has to play that one. If there's a game where maybe we qualified in the Champions League groups, I'm not opposed to playing Tel. He needs more game time because he scored 5 goals last season, a goal every 80 minutes. That's really impressive for a 17-year-old. This man was literally walking around at 17 playing for Bayern. Damn, bro, some of us must be failures in life. Damn, you got to add context. There's a 30-year-old watching this who hasn't achieved more in life than Mathys Tel. That's sad. But doesn't mean you should give up. Do that thing that you've been telling yourself you're going to do, but you never actually do. Put in the work, man, and you'll be as successful as 17-year-old Mathys Tel. But I don't want to see Tel go on loan. See, we're gassing up Tel for these preseason performances, but I'm afraid Tuchel's going to loan my man to Fortuna Dusseldorf. Bruh, that would kill me, man. We cannot Renato Sanchez Mathys Tel. He's a player that you need to develop. Tel, look, here's the thing. Tel has to improve his ability to keep the ball as a striker. Because sometimes he'll try things and lose it. His first touch is good. So you get over the hurdle of thinking maybe his first touch is bad. No, it's good. It's reliable. You know, long ball in the air with space, he gets it. He just needs to learn how to maneuver his body and just have that intelligence to, know when to try something or just pass it. He has to know that. These are the nuances of playing as a striker. I mean, Harry Kane is a 30-year-old. He had time to really learn these things. And I think with Tel, we got to be patient. We got to understand that Tel could be here for 4 years and maybe he still hasn't blossomed, but then we give him a 5th year and that's when he starts blossoming. Tel could be here for 2 more seasons where, and by blossom, I mean be a starter. Because I believe Tel has the ability to be a starter for Bayern. The poaching ability in the box is there. The desire and the hunger to score goals is there. The hard work and dedication, he that's clearly in him, is there. He just has to add that dedication and get that ability down because he has it, but just hone in his skills. He has to also mirror someone. He's not Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe and Tel are completely different. But I think he can look at Benzema and emulate Benzema's game. I think Tel could be like Karim Benzema, where you guys see how Benzema plays. Just very he'll drop deep and his touches are always on point. His dribbling is there too. He can take you on a 1v1. He can shoot from outside the box, but he's just a really reliable striker. And not just reliable, he's an okay striker. He's world-class reliability. So I think Tel should emulate Karim Benzema's game. Maybe not Kane because very different skill sets to someone like Kane. Where Kane's more of a, I don't even know. Of course, it wouldn't be terrible to emulate Kane, but I think Benzema just fits. Emulating Benzema is gonna, Benzema has the dribbling, the speed. Younger Benzema was pretty fast, maybe not rapid, but you guys know what I mean. Come on, quit playing. You know what I'm trying to say. Did you hear about the rumored swap deal between us and Frankfurt Kolo for Tel? Nah, quit trolling. I think we can go for David Raya. Oh, yeah. The goalkeeping situation at Bayern is kind of funny. Neuer, this guy's not doing any goalkeeping training. And He was supposed to be back in the first team training like now, but he's not. So that tells me Neuer's probably not going to be back for about a month, because goalkeepers you got to be careful with, because you never know. You never know. Damn. If you think about it, last season, Neuer kind of ruined it, man. It was him going skiing, and then he motivated Nagelsmann to go skiing, and everything just fell apart after Neuer went skiing after the World Cup. Yeah, Neuer, he's letting these young women he's with influence him. These 18-year-olds, these 19-year-olds. He needs to chill, man. Get you a nice little 35-year-old with broken hips, and that's your woman. That's what people really want Neuer to do. But realistically, if you had Neuer's money and his looks and his stature, you'd want the best of the best. And if we're being honest here, wouldn't an 18-year-old, 19-year-old be way less stressful than some 30-year-old that has been ran through like a train in New York? Like, don't you think that's, I mean, you don't want to hear like that trauma, like she's been traumatized. Tyrone, that BBC she had, promised to marry her. He didn't. Instead, he married someone else and went to jail. Like, bro, like every 30-year-old chick has like baggage, man, like United Airlines. It's not good. So if Neuer, can reduce the stress in his life, maybe the performances can continue to be good. I'm just saying, but they influence him to do bad things, like young people stuff. Neuer is almost a 40-year-old man and he's skiing. I mean, okay, there's a lot of, yeah, but come on, you're an athlete. Why are you skiing knowing you got games coming? You could get injured. I mean, if it was like the summer and he went to a cold environment to ski, then yeah, fair enough. He's using his time off to. But dude, you just had a couple of weeks after the World Cup and you went skiing. What an idiot, man. And now Nagelsmann too. Why? Why do you do that? So anyways, going back to Neuer and the goalkeeping situation, Bayern apparently want David Raya, the Brentford goalkeeper who's 32 years old. So I think we wanted Mathys Tel, that guy, but he can't come because he's too expensive for Bayern. I think that's why. Maybe we were just never interested, or never that interested as the media portrayed. We wanted him, didn't really, materialize. But yeah, it looks like Summer will go. And by the way, please just go. And Bayern withdrew their interest from David Raya because he's 183 centimeters, which I believe is almost the same height as Jan Sommer. It's kind of funny that I said, "Oh, Summer is Kevin Hart's height," and it was this joke. But even freaking Tuchel knows he's too short. Yeah, you want a goalkeeper that's scary. I feel like players like shooting outside the box against Summer. And yeah, I mean, Summer isn't a bad goalkeeper. He's not David De Gea bad, where he's just conceding shots. But I feel like Summer, his height might be the reason his level is like Mönchengladbach and not. I mean, he is going to Inter Milan. Look, something is there for Summer. It's just, I don't think it works for us. It just doesn't work for us. And that's okay. Maybe in Serie A, shots are slightly lower. But this Bundesliga, maybe the shots are too high for him. But you see how hard he has to work. I feel like Neuer could just like catch some things where Summer just punches him away, because he literally has to jump to save shots that Neuer would literally just catch. And it looks good. I mean, when he's diving, it looks cool. But shots he should save, just he can't because he's too short. And look, let's sell him. And yeah, of course, I think Inter have Summer as their number one priority, so they're working to get Jan Sommer. David Raya is on the list, but I think Tuchel just ain't going in for him because he's too short. Yeah, you want that scary goalkeeper. You want someone that attackers just, damn, I gotta shoot. Even if they're terrible, at least like the fear needs to be there. Look at Allison. I mean, I wouldn't like particularly describe him as ginormous, but he's not 6 foot. He's like 6'4" or 6'3", something like that. And whenever he makes himself look big, bruh, it looks on TV, it looks like he takes up the entire goal. But Summer, what is it? He just looks. Maybe if Summer was beefed up like freaking True Geordie, you guys know who I'm talking about, right? If he just looked like that, yeah, of course he wouldn't be able to make any saves because the jumping wouldn't be there. But yeah, you gotta be imposing. And sometimes that's all you need to get the attackers to scuff their shot because they got nervous thinking I'm gonna miss because he's too big. He's too big for me. I can't handle him. Man, I'm in this prison cell. I can't handle him. Yeah. I don't know why this channel is getting more and more sus. Like, I don't really know why am I doing this, chat? Yeah, the Georgian guy looks good. I think he was expensive. Also, he was bad with his feet, or at least not as good. What happened to Kyle Walker, or with Kyle Walker? Kyle Walker could be coming to Bayern. It's like a nice little 80% chance. But after that friendly today, I doubt he wants to come. Yeah, no, I think Walker is going to come. You're 189 centimeters. Nah, you're too short. Thomas Tuchel wants Jokic in goal. What's good? What do I think of Laimer's performance today? Not moved. He didn't move me. I don't know why people are getting gassed. I don't see what y'all are seeing, man. Whatever. I think there's an 80% chance he's going to join. I was joking about him changing his mind because we lost to City. Keylor Navas, short goalkeeper though, but he was good. I think we can all agree that Keylor Navas had a better career and is a better goalkeeper than Raya and Summer. Navas, yes, was shorter, but I think he was better than Summer. Walker's coming. Have patience. I really have all the patience in the world for Kyle Walker because I really don't care if we don't sign him or if we do. He doesn't change anything for me. He's not a starting right back. He's really just coming here to give us another option. I mean, maybe I'm sure, some games he might start. But if this Tuchel guy wants to be my good graces and he benches Mazraoui, I'm committing jihad against him. Like, I'm a Akbar him. That's all I'm saying. Like, if Kyle Walker's coming here, it better not be to take minutes away from Mazraoui. Because Mazraoui, unless he's injured, I mean, maybe that's the point. He's injured. But even then, like, why do we need Kyle Walker? We have Stanisic who can play right back. I don't know. This club's annoying sometimes. I didn't watch the game, but there was a comp posted to Laimer. I couldn't watch the game because maybe I could have if I just stayed up till 4 a.m. in the morning. But fortunately, I have a life, and it would be. I'm happy for the Asian fans because they have to wake up and stay up late for during Champions League games. So yeah, they get a nice little treat with the team in Japan. I like the preseason idea of clubs traveling around. It just gives like other fan bases an opportunity to see their players. I mean, look, Conor Laimer doing simple things against City doesn't make me go, wow, just never seen this before. I saw it at Leipzig. I know what he's capable of. He can really be an energetic. He's a can of Red Bull, right? Just like caffeine, dopamine. Like he just gives you all of that. But when it comes to football, he ain't there technically. He doesn't read the game like a DM. He's a ball winner, not a destructive DM. There's a difference. You can win the ball, but that doesn't mean you're a DM. Yeah. A lot of people win the ball and they're not DMs. But I hope Laimer succeeds here. All he is an option. No, look, I'm happy with Laimer being here so long as we buy Tchouameni. Like, so long as we buy a DM. And maybe the club has other ideas. As long as we get that big man in front of the defense, 6'2", tank. We need a tank, man. We need that M1 Abram, U.S. military stop. We need them leopards, man. You get them tanks, and that's an advantage. Just destroy every attack. We need a tank. We need the tank. I turned into German today. We need the tank. The game wasn't so bad. You just need a striker and a better defense. Oh, yeah, Kim and Jay. Wait, was Kim and Jay in the second? No, he didn't play at all. I mean, my man just came back from military service. We don't really need a care for preseason. Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't think we need a better defense. I think when you say better defense, you mean our defense. I mean, okay, objectively speaking, we have a really competent backline. Can you name me a club in the world with a more complete backline? I mean, I'm sure there's clubs with backlines that operate better, but ours is more complete. You have everything you need. You have rock hard dudes who play like they see the hottest chick in the stadium, who just turn up the left like they macho men. You got two snipers. Not even snipers. You got infantrymen, Delit and Kim Min Jae, these big heads. They'll do anything they'll block the ball with their ball sack if they have to, lose half their testicles just to keep a clean sheet. They're really, really passionate about defending. You got Upamecano, who gives you the stylistic aesthetics of playing out of the back and just generally, if he's on it, being a really competent center back. You have fullbacks like Mazraoui, who's so intelligent. He can nutmeg you while walking. Any player that can nutmeg a grown man at walking pace is a bowler. Mazraoui is that guy. This guy plays football at his own pace, and he doesn't care. He does it spectacularly. And when he needs to, he makes the runs. And his intelligence, his passing, just superb. Everything. Then Davies, which on his day, I don't know if there's a better left back or fullback in general that's better than him. Can you name one? You can't, because there are none. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to get out of here, man. I am chatting. David Diaz, he says we should get Ochoa. Better intern for Neuer. Brett, are you joking? Let's loan Ochoa. You think Ochoa is going to be an intern? Bro said Ochoa is an intern. I don't know if you know this, but whatever. You just love Ochoa. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have this round because I'm kind of tired of going back and forth. But my man just said Ochoa is like a young prospect goalkeeper. That's basically what he said. Thank you ever so much for watching. Mia, and peace.